Hello, everybody, and welcome back to IntyCenter. I have returned from Echo Base. It was a very fruitful mission. Nobody needs to worry about seeing me in hell, and we are here with another whip around FODEUSS. And we're going to start off by talking about Let's Play 2 and brand new ball players. They leave it late in a fantastic pitching duel. Roger Clemens and Steven Strasburg, they each give up a single run, and we were tied at one in the ninth inning. A one-out single from Johnny Bench was followed by a game-winning walk-off two-run homer from Mike Schmidt. Let's Play 2, take it 3-1. Sithy and the Free Fallers also left it late in their series opener. An Elston Howard two-run homer in the fourth had Reseda Free Fallers up 2-1 entering the ninth inning. In E5, some small ball and a Bill Dickey sac fly in the ninth saw Sithy tie it up. But Reseda Free Fallers answer with small ball of their own as the best last name in baseball, Mookie Betts. Singles, he moves over on a sac bunt from Randy Wynn, and then he scores on a single from the pinch hitting Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That means the Free Fallers take that one 3-2. And while they didn't leave it late, Albuquerque and Atlanta gave us another pitcher's duel. A Lou Brock RBI single in the fifth. That's the only run allowed by Bob Feller. An RBI triple from Babe Ruth and a sac fly from Johnny Mize. Those were the only runs allowed by Al Spalding. But since two is greater than one, that means the all-seeing Angels of Hernandez take the win over Atlanta Animes 2-1. Game of Throws. They hit a two-run homer, a solo shot, and a three-run homer, all in the first inning in game two against Performance Enhancers. That was part of a seven-run inning. The Throws never looked back. The Enhancers and Rube Waddell never recovered. Throws take that one 8-2. Josh Gibson had a solo homer, and Bullet Rogan had an RBI triple to give the Gales a 2-0 lead over the Shack Barons. But a two-run single from Ted Williams, and later Teddy Ballgame scoring on a wild pitch, sparks a six-run eighth inning to put the Barons in front. The Gales immediately get two back in the bottom of the eighth, and a Tris Speaker two-out single in the ninth brings up Josh Gibson. He's representing the tying run, and Gibson pops out to short on the first pitch he sees. That's a 6-4 win to the Barons. We'll finish the interleague set talking about a couple of good old-fashioned ass whoopings. First, it's Burt Blyleven and Sudden Sam McDowell combining for a three-hit shutout of the Shack Barons. Homers from Tris Speaker, Gavi Crevath, and Rafael Palmeiro lead the hit parade on the other side. The Gales get 11 runs on 17 hits, and they win that one 11-0. Then we had Tarek Skubal tossing a two-hit shutout for Performance Enhancers. He struck out five, he walked one, he faces just 28 batters in the game. Now, Skubal's dominance isn't the only thing familiar about this start, as a baseball player tied to Cleveland was injured during the Skubal start. Fuck you, Tarek Skubal, for that game, by the way. Elmer Flick exits this one with an oblique injury, not related to Skubal at all, but we got to voice our grievances when we can, where we can, and IntyCenter is my pulp, my bully pulpit. I'm going to use it how I want to, and a guy playing for the Tigers, where every time he pitches against Cleveland, somebody gets hurt or accidentally hit in the face with the ball. Whatever, we're going to go on it. I've lost the plot anyway. Frank Viola, according to the box score, sets a record with 8 walks in the game. Jimmy Collins hits a grand slam that knocks Viola out of the game. That happened in the fourth inning. The Enhancers win that one 13-0. Let me tell you, folks, San Diego Surfers are on quite a run right now. As of this game we're reviewing, make it a 5-game winning streak. That's pushed them solidly into playoff position. This win, very dramatic. A 2-run single from Ken Caminiti in the seventh puts them ahead 6-5. Brand new ball players would twice get the tying run on base. They couldn't get that tying run home, and our final is 6-5 for the Surfers. Going in the opposite direction, though, that's Jolly Roger. They dropped their 11th game in a row. This one was a 13-4 loss to the Shack Barons that, to be quite honest, wasn't as close as the final score makes it sound. Barry Larkin, Ted Williams, they each homered, and the Barons take it 13-4. Kid Nichols gave up just 3 hits. Aaron Judge hit 3 homers. That would be enough to be the story of this game between performance enhancers and amazings. Of course, 4 of Aaron Judge's teammates also homered, so the story is actually worse than you first thought it was, B. Sorry about that. The enhancers take this one 9-1. The all-seeing Angels, they take a 5-3 lead into the ninth, but Freddie Freeman doubled, Judd Wilson singled, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hits a 3-run homer to quickly change the score. Jay Howell sets the Angels down in order in the ninth. The Free Fallers win it 6-5. Mickey Mantle, he got a homer to lead off the game against Greg Maddux. It's the only run the Bandwagoners would get on the day, and it was almost enough. Almost. RBI doubles from Ernie Banks and Johnny Bench in the third inning were the only runs given up by Smokey Joe Wood, but it's enough. Let's Play 2 gets that 2-1 win. Gabby Kravath hit a solo homer with 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth to snap a 2-2 tie between the Gales of November and New York State of Mound. The State of Mound would get runners on the corners with 1 out and load the bases with 2 outs, but they couldn't find a way to get that tying run in. The Gales take that one 3-2. Bob Feller, he outdueled Sandy Koufax. Koufax gave up 2 runs on 6 hits over 7 innings, but Feller gives up 1 run on 5 hits in a complete game effort. Starting to think Jedi Marine might have found a keeper there. The Angels win that one 2-1. Johnny Mize grand slam capped an 8-run 8th inning. And that meant that a pair of 2-run homers from Reseda in the ninth were only a footnote rather than bringing it any kind of close. And it's a 14-6 win for the Angels in that one. And we're going to end this one with some drama between Amazings and the performance enhancers. Lance Berkman steps up, hits a 2-out, 2-run, game-tying homer in the top of the eighth to make it all square at 5. We would head into extra innings. And after Al Simmons and Jocko Milligan singled to open the 10th, Eric Gagne gets Todd Helton to hit into a double play, gives himself a chance to extend the game and get out of that jam. But Dick Allen proves to be the fantastic Dick this time around. He delivers a walk-off single that scores Al Simmons, and that gives the enhancers that 6-5 win. Well, folks, that's going to do it this time for IntyCenter. Hopefully you enjoyed this whip around FODEUSS. Hopefully you find some fantastic Dick for your life, and we'll catch you next time on IntyCenter.